Hello, good afternoon to you and welcome to Bena Midday News. This news is coming to you live from Benab House, Atomic Junction, Medina. My name is Sherifatu Ayuba. Coming up in this afternoon's bulletin. Arrested for drowsing twin toddlers under their care. NPP flag bearer hopeful Kwabena Ejapon refutes claims he has been disqualified, from the party's presidential race. And in some international news, Israel and Hamas agreed to first phase of ceasefire, marking a major step towards ending a 2-year genocide in Gaza. We bring you details of these stories shortly. Thank you for staying with us. Remember, we are streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube at Bena TV. Now the news in details. The Airport Divisional Domestic Violence and Victims Support Unit DOVSU in Accra has arrested 2 nannies accused of giving sleep-inducing substances to twin toddlers under their care. Head of Public Affairs Superintendent Juliana Obey told journalists that the suspect, 30-year-old student Francisca Boache from Konongo in the Ashanti region and 31-year-old Harriet Ansah from Jasikan in the Oti region were arrested following a complaint lodged in September 2025 by the children's mother, a 40-year-old businesswoman.
30 years and a student nurse from Konongo in the Ashanti region, and Harriet Ansah, 31 years from Jasikan in the Oti region. These persons have been arrested for allegedly administering sleep-inducing drugs to their employees, 2-year-old twins, who are boys here at East Legon, Accra. The businesswoman, a 40-year-old who is a complainant, reported to the police that she had observed unusual drowsiness and behavioral changes in her 2 sons during the month of September 2025. Now, subsequent inquiries revealed that the nannies had been administering a medication suspected to be used in their daily milk for the past 7 to 8 months. And they do this without the consent of the employer, that is the complainant. And this, they say, makes the children sleep for extended hours so they could attend to other house chores. Police investigations has further revealed that one of the accused persons, Harriet Ansah, who has administered to mixing the drugs or the suspected substance in the children's food, claims she inherited the practice from her colleague Francisca Boache. She also confessed to subjecting the children to other forms of abuse, including hitting their heads with fire and calling them derogatory names such as chimpanzee, amongst others. Both accused persons have been working for the complainant for the past 8 months. A search conducted in the accused person's room led to the retrieval of 2 used and 4 unused trays of substances in sachet packs suspected to have been used in the acts aforementioned. Now, all of these exhibits have been retained for forensic examination. Both accused persons have since been cautioned, charged with the appropriate offences, and have been remanded into police custody to reappear on the 20th of October 2025. The Regional Police Command strongly condemns such inhumane acts against children and urges parents and guardians to remain vigilant in the supervision of domestic staff. Further updates on the case will be communicated.
The campaign team of Engineer Kwabena Agyapong has refuted reports circulating on social media alleging that the New Patriotic Party presidential hopeful has been disqualified from the party's upcoming primaries. The reports claim that Mr. Agyapong had failed to pay the mandatory 4 million Ghana cedis development fee required during the nomination process.
Some sources suggested that the vetting committee's report submitted to the National Council and National Executive Committee on Tuesday indicated that he had not met his requirements. However, the party is yet to release an official statement regarding his eligibility. In a statement issued on Wednesday, October 8, 2025, Mr. Agyapong's campaign team described the report as false, unfounded, and misleading, urging party members and the public to ignore them. The statement affirmed that Mr. Agyapong successfully passed the NPP Presidential Elections Committee's vetting process and has been formally invited by the party headquarters to participate in the balloting exercise scheduled for Friday, October 10, 2025 at Asylum Down. According to the statement, Mr. Agyapong remains a qualified, dedicated and loyal aspirant committed to upholding the democratic principles of the New Patriotic Party and contributing to Ghana's progress. They further emphasized that the campaign remains focused on promoting integrity, service and renewal within the NPP and across the country.
Now moving on, the Youth Employment Agency has dismissed reports claiming that about 300 of its employees have gone unpaid for the past 10 months. The allegations, which have sparked public concern, suggested that the agency had shown indifference to the plight of its staff, claims further heightened by reports of alleged suicide attempts among affected workers. In a statement signed by the Director of Corporate Affairs for the Youth Employment Agency, Sadiq Musa, the agency clarified that all legitimate employees on its approved payroll have been paid constantly from February to September 2025. It explained that Chief Executive Officer Malik Basantali, who assumed office in February 2025, inherited an existing payroll approved by the YEA board, and no verified employee has been denied salary payment since then. The statement further indicated that a comprehensive personnel audit was conducted earlier this year to ensure payroll accuracy and safeguard public funds. According to YEA, staff who completed the audit successfully continued to receive their salaries, while those whose contracts had expired before the new CEO's appointment were required to reapply. Those whose contracts were renewed have since been reinstated onto the payroll. Reaffirming its commitment to staff welfare, the agency said it has not deliberately neglected any employee and remains dedicated to transparency, accountability, and creating sustainable employment opportunities for the nation's youth. We're going for a quick break. We'll be back with some more.
Many things Muhammad brought Islam. In reality, Muhammad came as a reformer. Before the advent of Muhammad, all the messengers, including Jesus Christ, Habakkuk, Moses, were Muslims. We will be quoting from the Bible and the Quran to let you understand that they were practicing Islam before the advent of Muhammad. Join our team, the Critical Thinkers Dawah, as we throw light on these facts about Islam.
My Journey to Islam, Fridays at 4 p.m. only on Baina TV.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
The word Islam is an Arabic word which means to surrender. As a Muslim, you surrender yourself to the Almighty Allah, your Creator. To do that, we need to understand the concept of Islam. Baina TV comes your way with the most educative and informative Islamic program, Understanding Islam. On this show, we answer all the questions regarding Islam, the do's and the don'ts of the Sharia, and many others. Make a date with me, Aisha Muhammad Saqib, this and every Friday at 10:30 a.m. as we educate ourselves with the knowledge of the Deen.
You're welcome back. You're still watching Baina Midday News on Baina TV. Now moving on to business. Ghana's petroleum revenue fell by 56% in the first half of 2025, according to the latest semi-annual report on the use of petroleum revenue by the Public Interest and Accountability Committee. The report revealed that deposits into the Petroleum Holding Fund dropped from $840.77 million in 2024 to $370.34 million during the same period in 2025. Public Interest and Accountability Committee attributed the sharp decline to lower crude oil liftings and a fall in global oil prices, which reduced export earnings from the country's three producing fields, Jubilee, TEN, and Sankofa Ginyame. Petroleum inflows for the period were mainly driven by corporate income taxes, carried an additional participating interest, royalties, surface rentals, and PHF interest. CAP contributed $178.48 million, that is 48%. CIT generated $148.75 million, which is 40%, while royalties brought $40.15 million, that is 10%. PHF interest and surface rental accounted for smaller portions, $2.10 million and $0.86 million respectively. Since Ghana began oil production in 2011, total petroleum revenues have reached $11.58 billion, highlighting the sector's continued significance to the economy despite recent challenges. PIAC warned that if the current decline is not addressed, it could negatively affect government budgeting and energy sector. The committee urged the government to attract new investments in the upstream oil and gas sector and stabilize production levels, stressing that reduced output could further weaken petroleum income and fiscal performance. It also reiterated calls for greater transparency in petroleum revenue management and stronger oversight of state-owned enterprises to maximize returns for the state. And on the international front, Israel and Hamas have reached the first phase of a peace agreement, marking a major step toward ending a two-year genocide in Gaza that has killed more than 67,000 people and created a severe humanitarian crisis. The agreement, announced by U.S. President Donald Trump following talks in Egypt, includes a temporary ceasefire and the release of hostages and prisoners.
In Tel Aviv, families of hostages expressed deep emotion as news of the deal broke, while in Gaza, residents continue to face famine and widespread destruction from months of bombardment. Israel's cabinet is expected to vote on the agreement soon. However, key questions remain, including whether Hamas will disarm and who will take charge of governing Gaza after the conflict. As part of the deal, Hamas will release all 20 remaining hostages in the coming days, while Israel's military will withdraw from most parts of Gaza, the most tangible step toward this escalation since the war began.
Now moving on to sports, a day before marking the 5th anniversary of his debut for Ghana's senior national team, the Black Stars, Kamaldeen Suleimana netted his first ever goal for the side. The Atlanta winger found the back of the net in Ghana's emphatic 5-0 victory over the Central African Republic in Morocco, a result that puts the Black Stars in a good place to secure a slot at the 2026 FIFA World Cup in the United States, Mexico and Canada.
Will be just for the losing spots, and now coming forwards here, and that's 5-0 for Ghana. The Black Stars rampant here. It's the substitute Kamal Suleimana. He couldn't miss from there, and he didn't either. And this really has been a 5-star performance from Ghana.
It's been years. And I appreciate Quincy very much. Set with up. I've been waiting for so long. It's been, I don't know how many years.
6 years?
Maybe more. And this is my first goal.
More is on the way.
It means a lot to me.
Yeah, it means a lot to us.
Also,
it's true. More is coming.
Inshallah,
by God's
grace.
Yeah.
To come, the marathon continues.
The marathon continues. Come on, boys.
And this is how we bring the bulletin to an end. Our website, Bena Multimedia.